Hello children, in today's video we are going to see about the sea waves, wind and glaciers under the chapter The Changing Phase of the Earth. Let's move into the video. Sea waves. It carry on both the activities, that is the erosional activity and the depositional activity, and this sea erosion is also termed as the marine erosion. So the erosion, how does it happen? The force of the waves when it is hitting the coastal rocks and cliffs, the rocks will get shattered. Due to the waves, the rocks and the pebbles, they are flung by the waves and it is hitting the cliff face, and that also causes the erosion. So these eroded rock particles are further eroded into finer particles like sand due to the tumbling action of waves. Now we'll see about the marine deposition. So this marine deposition, it is a slow process and it often takes several thousand years to happen. Most of the rock materials are eroded by the waves. It is deposited at the bottom of the sea. So it lies there for millions of years and slowly it is formed into the sedimentary rocks. So the other main marine depositional feature is the beach. So the different landforms formed by the waves, that is including the wave cut platform and then the cliff, and you can see here the sea arches and sea caves. When the strong waves, that is breaking and eroding the rock materials along the coast, it forms the hollow caves which are called as the sea caves. So when the waves continue to strike the rocks, the walls of the caves are further eroded. Okay, in the course of time the wall will be disappearing, leaving just the roof supported by two pillars forming the sea arches. When the roof of the sea arches breaks completely due to the further erosion, the pillar-like feature alone will be left behind, which is called as the stacks. So the vertical and steep rock faces along the shore are called as the sea cliffs. So when these sea cliffs are eroded further, they collapse and they move backwards. So leading to the formation of the wave-cut platforms, which are the gently sloping rock surfaces found at the foot of the sea cliffs. Now what happens? The beaches are formed. So how the beaches are formed? When the sea deposits the eroded materials along the coast, the beaches are formed. So this is the feature caused by the wave action. So coming to the wind, wind is the powerful agent of gradation. So this gradational action of wind is more visible in the deserts because you can see the abundant loose sand particles in the deserts. Features caused by wind erosion. So generally in the desert areas, the strong wind will be blowing and it will pick up the sand particles. So when sand laden winds blow against rock face, these particles will hit the rock with great force. As the lower layers of the wind are doing this action, the base of the rock is eroded vigorously from all the sides. This will lead to the creation of the mushroom rocks, so which is having the broad top and a narrow bottom. This erosion can also lead to the formation of the mesas. The mesas are nothing but the rock which you can see now. It is the resistant rock that will be left after the softer the rock around them are eroded. Okay, so these are called as the mesas. This is the features caused by the wind erosion. The next one is the features caused by the wind deposition. So there are several features caused by the depositional work of the wind. So during sandstorms, what happens? The wind carries large amount of sand grain. The wind is blowing very strong, it will carry it and go. And when the wind slows down and loses its energy, so it starts dropping its load of sand which it was carrying. So such ills of sand deposited by wind are called as the sand dunes. When these dunes have a long gentle slope on the windward side, you can see the windward slope here, and this is the leeward slope. So when dunes have a long gentle slope of the windward side and a steep slope of the leeward side forming a crescent shape, they are called as the margins. When fine sand particles are deposited over a large, very large area, they form the lowest plains. The next important one is the glaciers. Okay, the glaciers are nothing but the slow moving rivers of ice. So here they consist of huge mass of ice blocks, and then they are spread over several kilometers. So actually the glaciers will move, but they will maintain a slow pace so that the movement is hardly noticeable. So they are of two types, that is the mountain glaciers and the continental glaciers. So these glaciers also form the features of both erosion and deposition. The rocks picked up by the glaciers as it flows down a valley erodes the floors and walls of the valley. So as the glaciers melts, it leaves its load of sediments behind and forms the depositional features. So there are two major landforms formed by the glaciers. One is the cirque and next one is the moraine. Coming to the cirque, it is an armchair-like depression which is caused by the erosive action of a glacier. When the ice accumulates in the hollows high up on mountain slopes, the alternate freezing and thawing of the glacier ice causes the rock below to expand and contract till it finally breaks down. So in this manner, this continuous process will deepen the hollow, and now the weathered rock debris also acts as an agent of erosion. When the ice melts, the cirque becomes a lake, okay, which is called a tarn. Moraines. So what happens when the glaciers transport the eroded rock debris with them as they are flowing, as they are moving and depositing on the floors of the valleys and the slopes of the mountains. So such deposits, they look like the sand wall on a snow-covered mountainous tract. So such formations are called as the moraine. Yes, children, in these chapters you saw the endogenous and the exogenous forces which are constantly working on and changing the surface of the earth. With this video, we are finishing this chapter, the changing face of the earth, and in the next video we will be seeing about the new chapter, the atmosphere. Thank you, children.